Well, today I'd like to talk about rain. Yes, it's pouring out here. The weather we need everywhere needs dampness and droughts that have been happening. We certainly need the precipitation. It's good. I wish it was a little colder, get some snow in the hills, but the rain is a good thing. Now, when it rains, it pours, right? Well, it is pouring right now, but the point is that all the shit coming at us on a daily basis, it's pouring, right? Fire hose of chaos. So many things, whether it's the Epstein files, whether it's giant detention camps being built, whether it's whole concentration camps, people getting snatched off the streets, rights being ignored, the Supreme Court being ignored, even though Trump placed his personal people on it, yet he's still ignoring it because they won't completely obey dear leader. But the thing is we can always grab a raincoat. We can always grab an umbrella. We can always put on our rubber boots. We could even put on a dry shirt when we get home and socks if we get wet. But we can never be afraid of the rain. The rain will always come. But it's up to us how we deal with it. Now, there's a lot of ways and a lot of things that we can do. There's big protests, we can write letters, we can call our congresspeople, we can do our art, we can have conversations, and we should be doing all of that. It's not something we can't get past, because we can. We can get past our current moment. Yeah, it's raining. It's pouring right now. Tonight Trump is going to give his State of the Union and paint how great a job he's been doing and how awesome a person he is. And yet the Democrats, there are a handful that are boycotting the speech, which I think is a good thing. They're treating this moment like it's not normal, which it's not. Yet the Democratic leadership, Hakeem Jeffries, is convinced that the best path forward is to be silent, is to not even say anything, to not interrupt, not like last year, even though there was one person who interrupted, got thrown out, Al Green. No other Democrats defended him. Nobody else stood up and walked out. And then they silently held their signs and little auction signs. I mean, come on. It is pouring outside. The real raincoats we need to wear, the real way we stop the rain from affecting us, is to fight back. We have to fight back. We can't treat this moment like it's normal, because it's not. It is not normal. We can't normalize this. Yes. One day we will get back to normal. We will get back to a time when, we have someone boring in office. Although maybe that's the problem. Maybe just getting back to that moment is what caused this to all spring up in the first place, because we ignored what's actually going on and said, oh, well, we'll keep normalization. We'll let it pouring on our heads. And, we don't need a raincoat. We can just get wet. And that's just how it is. It doesn't have to be this way. We can have something better. We can live a better world. We can be there for each other. We can love each other. We can be kind to each other. We just have to try. But part of that kindness is to stand up, against everything that's going on. We have to say no, not in our name, demand something better, and then make sure it happens. We do that by not stopping. We keep going. We have to be annoying. We have to bug them. We have to bug the shit out of them for them to notice us. And then they will not be able to ignore us anymore. They can make it rain as hard and as wet as they want. but it will not affect us because we know we're on the right side of history. We know we can make this better. We don't have to put up with this. It is not about party anymore. It is not about Democrat and Republican. It's about right and wrong. Did we learn that when we were young? The difference between right and wrong? You know? Or my religious friends? Didn't Jesus say something about taking care of the lesser, feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, all that kind of stuff? When did that become something that we should just ignore and not care about because, oh, supposedly our team is winning? We've been brainwashed to think that the other team losing is the only thing that matters. There couldn't be a bigger lie. We need action. We need to act. We need to move forward with the love in our hearts and the courage to bring that better world now. We can't wait any longer. Progress is too slow. It doesn't need to be slow. It just needs to happen sooner than later. Things will get worse before they get better, but we can prevent that by wearing our raincoats and saying, this ain't gonna stop us. We're gonna keep coming at you, and we're gonna keep coming until you can't do what you want to do. I'm not talking bad about Republicans or conservatives, just about blind leadership and blind following. We can't do that anymore. We have to be our own person and think our own thoughts. It's the only way through. Well, if you like what you heard, please remember to like and subscribe and share. Please. Any struggling artist could love that to happen, and I certainly would love that to happen. But all I'm going to say is, as it's pouring, I'm in my car right now, as you can see, pouring outside. One thing we can never do is not think that the rain has to get to us. It doesn't have to make us wet. It doesn't have to drench us. But if it does, we still keep coming back. We know what's important. We know what the fight is. We have to keep up the strength. We have to walk the talk. We have to love each other enough to make it happen. We have to defend each other enough to make it happen. We can do this. Whatever that orange Julius says tonight doesn't matter. It'll all be lies anyway. We have to be our own people, think our own thoughts, and when we do, oh baby, the world looks so much brighter.